Salutations, my friends. My name is Summer, and this is Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats. And I'm wanting to do a tag video today. And this is a Jeremy Fee original tag. I will link his video down below. I love his channel, and I thought this was a great idea. I watched this maybe a week or so ago, and I thought, oh, I want to do that. And then I forgot all about it because life. And then this morning I saw PG at I Ain't Fitting to Read That did the same, did the tag. So I really enjoyed his video also, and I will link his channel and video down below. Anyway, this is authors I've read the most books by. Now I'm in my 40s and I've been reading since I was a kid. So I thought this was going to be really difficult because when it comes to like genres, I'm all over the place. I read a little bit of everything. So I went to Goodreads, and Goodreads helped me out so much figuring this out. So Jeremy listed 10 books. So I'm listing 10 also, but there was a couple of ties. So, so I'm not really listing 10, but anyway, let's get to it. So number 10, I don't have the physical book because I got all of these from the library, and they are Lauren Berenson. She had a cozy mystery, dog lover cozy mystery. I remember the main character had a standard poodle, and then you know how those cozy mysteries are. Anyway, I read 16 of them. Number 9, I have a tie. I have my stack here. I have a tie of 18 books by Judy Blume, which I love Judy Blume. I will read anything by her. And also Terry Goodkind. So I know a lot of you hate Terry Goodkind, and I love the first 5 books or so in this series, and I just kept reading them because I thought they're going to get good again. But like so many different series, it just became filler and fluff and the same story over and over again. But man, that first book, Wizard First Rule, I'd say the first 3, I was in love with the series. So it's a disappointment. But each of these, I read 18 books by both of those authors. Okay, number 7, I have another tie. And that is between Nicholas Sparks, which I know, surprise, surprise, who knew I read so much Nicholas Sparks? And this is The Guardian, and I'm not giving any spoilers away because this happens in the very beginning, but this woman, her husband dies, and a couple weeks later, someone delivers her a package, and it's a Great Dane puppy. So I love this book. I haven't read it for years, but I did love it. And Susan Conant, another dog lover cozy mystery series. So I read 19 books by each of those authors. Number 7, this is a book, this is an author. I read books when I was a child, her children books. And then when I was a teen, I read her YA, and now I read her adult books, and that is Judy Blume. This is the first book I read of hers that is like a YA, but it is very explicit. I just have to say the name Ralph. If anybody has read this, they know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, Judy Blume, I have read 20 of her books. I love her. If I would read pretty much anything by Judy Blume. Okay, number 6, I have another tie. 22 books I read by Anne Rice, and I've read 22 books by Kathy Rice. So Anne Rice, I started reading her as a teenager. I'm trying to work on a project of rereading her. I'm not doing a very good job at it. I did read the first 3 books in her vampire series, So Interview with the Vampire Lestat, and The Queen of the Damned. I read those. And the next one's The Tale of the Body Thief, which I hope to buddy read with Steve at Steve Talks About Books and Stuff sometime this year. Whenever you want to, Steve, I will fit it in. And Kathy writes, I read this, The Bone Collection. This is 4 short stories. I read this last year. I am not a short story person, but I love this collection. And I've read, I'm pretty sure she has a new one coming out, but I've read all of her Temperance Brennan series. So yeah, 22 books by each of them. Okay, so Randall's over here. What you doing? It'd be so nice if he came up because he doesn't usually, and I think he's really trying. He was really trying to come up. What you doing, Randall? Okay, so number 5, and this is where my book snobbishness comes in. I would hate to say I'm a book snob, but I am. I can't help it. I am. Now, I try any type of book. I was going to show you Randall, but it's so light. I'll read anything. I will try anything. So I'm not snobby in that way, but if I read, I am snobby about some books. Anyway, let's get to it. I don't have any of these books. I will never have any of these books, and I'm so sorry. So many people love them. But I finally ended up DNFing the latest book. It was a Christmas book of hers, and that is Joanne Fluke. I have read, I shouldn't say read, I have listened to 25 books of hers by audio. And the reason I really just wanted to find out, like, is Hannah ever going to choose between these two guys? And, then we had the third, we had all that happen. And I'm just like, is this ever going to happen? And my mom hates those books. I mean, she's yelling, and that's part of the fun is that I would listen to those at work because you don't have to pay attention. You can just be like, I'm just like topping and not, you don't have to pay attention to those books. So it was just entertainment instead of like listening to music or whatever. And my mom, she would just yell and come back and be complaining about Hannah Swenson. And so I had a lot of fun with the series because of that. But they're not, I don't think they're good books. And my mom finally was like, I think she's killing people. I mean, how many dead people can you find? I've listened to 25 books. She's found 25 dead bodies in a small town. And we also would be irritated because she would always have things made. Like, oh no, I made all these cookies, or I made all this. Here, help yourself. And it's like, you know how much work all that takes? Number 5 was Joanne Fluke at 25 books. Number 4. Am I missing? Number 4 is Charlaine Harris. I love Charlaine Harris. Here they are. So I love all of her series. I think her latest series is that whole Midnight Crossroads, day shift, night shift. I wish she would come out with another one of those because I was intrigued. Also love Sookie Stackhouse series that she has, and the Aurora Tea Garden series. This is she's a librarian, and this is a cozy mystery. And Sookie Stackhouse. I don't know if you guys ever watched True Blood. I was hooked. Very different from the books. I enjoy both of them. So Charlaine Harris. I've read 34 books by her. So number 3 is Laurel K. Hamilton. This book I just started, not very far. It's a chunker, which I get excited. Okay, so I love Laurel K. Hamilton when she first came out with Guilty Pleasures, and at the same time, this is her Anita Blake series, and then she has a Mary Gentry series, which is all about the Fae, and oh my gosh. So Mary Gentry, it comes out with explicit sex in the very beginning. This one, you gotta wait till like book 5. which I like it when you aren't, leave some things to the imagination. But I like the other two. So anyway, yeah, I want to get to this one. But I have read 39 books. So this will be book 40. I loved her books in the beginning. I hated her books in the middle. I mean, they just got so bad. I don't care. It's like explicit sex and fluff. And I'm not here for that. I want a story. And when she would write a story, it would be so interesting. Anita Blake is a necromancer. There's vampires, werewolves, love triangles. Yeah, they're so much fun. When she does it good, they're so much fun. And I just figure when the books are really bad, I'm like, well, she's probably just having a lot of fun in life right now and just is trying to put a book out. Okay, number two, I don't have any of these books. This author was my first true love, I believe, when it came to books. Reading, I would sneak into my sister's closet when I was 9 and I would read her V.C. Andrews books. And I believe V.C. Andrews only wrote Flowers in the Attic. And then I think the guy who wrote The Devil's Advocate, I believe, which I haven't read that, but I did watch the movie and it was a pretty good movie. I believe he has been the ghostwriter all these years, but I could be wrong about that. I loved her books. I mean, V.C. Andrews was my go-to from the time I was 9 until I was maybe 20. I got started to be like, it's a teenager and it's pretty much the same story. But I mean, I still would think they were so good. And I was trying to get my niece. My niece is now 13. She's going to be 14 this year. And so I'm like, oh, she's old enough. I was a little too young, but still. I'm like, she's old enough to like them, and she has not. She's not a fan. So I've read 57 books by V.C. Andrews, really by this other guy, but with V.C. Andrews' name on it. I got cat hair everywhere. Okay, so my number one. Number one, guess who it is, guys? It's Stephen King. Um, yeah, I love Stephen King. I don't talk about Stephen King very much because I feel like he's just so popular that everybody talks about him. But he's one of my favorite authors, and yeah, I've read 65 books by him. I have not read The Institute yet. It's sitting on my shelf. I want to reread Needful Things. That's on my TBR also. Um, Lisi's Story is one of my favorites by him. Lisi's husband is a famous author and he dies, and his number one fan starts showing up, coming around, because he believes that her husband has a chest full of manuscripts that he's never had published and he wants them. Oh my gosh, Stephen King doing what Stephen King does. This book is so good. Oh, it makes me want to. Oh, I'm really wanting to read a Stephen King. Okay, guys, I'm going to tag some people. Make sure that you check out Jeremy Fee's video. Great channel. And also, I'm going to link. I'm going to link PG. I ain't finna read that. His video down below too because they're both so great. Okay, I am going to tag AJ Dunn, Scott and Becky at the Bookish Bryants. Steve talks about books and stuff. Jess, Book Girl TV. Mark at Book Time with Elvis. Michael K. Vaughn, the Vaughn Manor. Yeri at Drawn to Stories. Scott Danielson. I'm curious about how many science fiction authors books he's read by them. Tome Raider. I'm sorry I don't know your name, so if you're watching this, please let me know. Or if you don't want people to know your name, I'll just call you Tome Raider. And Katya Weiner. Weiner? She always says her name and it's beautiful at the beginning of her videos. I'm just horrible at pronouncing anything. So yeah, you guys are all tagged. Don't worry about it. If you don't have time, no big deal. I just thought I'd get in the habit of tagging people again. So yeah, I'm curious about all the books you've read by certain authors. And I was really surprised. Um, there were Larry McMurtry. I've only read 6 of his books, and I thought, really? He's one that I would think I have read a lot by. Also, I've only read 6 books by Michael Crichton. So yeah, I was like trying to figure this out. Really surprising. Um, so yeah, I'd love to hear your answers. If you don't make videos, leave some of your answers down in the comments of who are some authors that you read the most books by, because I'd love to know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you, Jeremy, for creating this tag. And I hope everybody has a great day. Bye.